I didn't tackle this in the Cosma video, but I really want to talk about the commentary in the episode Deep Space Vacation. Setting Cosma as a Galactus figure brought the existential commentary that comes along with him. Cosma eating Planet X whole sets the dilemma. Her size and scale make her near unstoppable. Everything Enid and KO try fails. A lot of Eldritch or cosmic horror amounts to being the size of an ant, facing inevitable demise against a force of nature or entity so massive they're insignificant by comparison. It's the concept that inspires nihilism in a very rough, anthropomorphized shape. That said, Cosma is a very absurd introduction to cosmic horror. When Enid and KO gave in to despair, it's illustrated through them spaghettifying in a black hole. While they're freaking out and scared beyond reason, Rad is ridiculously calm. Enid tells him, "Hey, you're about to get digested," and he gives a very flippant, nonplussed response. Things will work themselves out. Maybe Rad has the Planet X feast day equivalent of the Thanksgiving food coma settling in. It's tempting to chalk this up as a misunderstood refrain, "Don't worry, be happy," in the Bobby McFerrin song, but it's more about how to look at or reframe circumstances out of someone's control. Some things are so big that one person can't stop or defeat it, and sometimes these kinds of problems do resolve by some other means or solution. This isn't a bad parable for a kid that's worried about a friend stuck in a tricky or difficult situation. They want to help their friend, but there isn't anything immediate they can do. Fretting about it won't help. Their concerns aren't unwarranted. It's more about learning to accept situations where you recognize you have no control, that stressing out or fighting won't change things, and that sometimes you're stuck on the sidelines or in standby. It doesn't have to be hopeless. I'm still trying to learn how to do this myself, acknowledging that some things are beyond my control and focusing on the scale of what I can do rather than fighting an abstract, untenable concept. Okay, KO as a whole likes playing with philosophy and psychology quite a bit. There's a scene in TKO's house where KO is reading a work by Carl Jung. It's a visual Easter egg spelling out exactly what TKO is meant to be as the anthropomorphized version of KO's darker thoughts or impulses. That's exactly why I'm a bit mixed on looking at TKO and Shadowy Venomous as separate from KO and Venomous respectively. It does depend on the discussion or topic, but in general, I prefer to treat both as aspects of KO and Venomous, over them being separate characters. So, keeping Deep Space Vacation in mind, it's so damn funny what the show sets up with Billiam, and thank you for watching the show. I tend to pull my punches a bit when I'm doing commentary, but honestly, it's far more satisfying to think Cosma eating Billiam was his ultimate demise. Okay, KO does play with shades of grey, but this is taking advantage of this being a fantasy world and setting, where the villain can get comeuppance and consequences, and this can be done in a clever, ironic, narratively satisfying way. When Billiam buys the moon, just look at that smug, satisfied look on his face. The contempt. Given the last several years in US government, and a certain billionaire forcing his way in through money, connections, and power, it's hard not to look at the Billiam scene with a certain muskrat in mind. Billiam is commentary on billionaires in general, though. It's just a coincidence that him trying to colonize space with capitalistic flavor lines up with one of the aforementioned muskrat's goals. There is another scene, and thank you for watching the show, showing the dethroned POW Company CEO in a very unambiguous hell. He's eternally damned for gatekeeping a minority from getting recognized or celebrated in this fictional world's most popular card game. There was no valid reason to prevent Kappas from getting POW cards. It was just a bigot upholding and enforcing whatever prejudice systems were in place. Barring Kappas from POW cards is an allegory for how many different parts of history and media are whitewashed. Many important historical figures are swept under the rug and their achievements are minimized just because of their skin color, ethnicity, culture, or any number of traits. So if a capitalist bigot gatekeeping Kappa media representation ended up in hell, then Cosma eating Billiam is a literal PG visual for Eat the Rich. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my stuff, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and add me to your RSS reader.